Hello. I can't believe that it's Thursday already. It still feels like Monday in my head. Like I just got home. So forgive me if I seem sluggish because my brain still mentally thinks that it's Fear Expo. But I mean, to everybody else, we just got back. So I guess let's go ahead and bring in my co-host for tonight, who's also running the show.
What's up?
How are you?
I'm back home.
I feel that. Oh man.
I mean, and I am very, very happy that I made it back home safely, and so did everyone else who went to Fair Expo.
Yes.
I've been getting all kinds of reports of everyone and how they're doing. It took us a little while longer to get back, just because we had a couple of trucks to load up, and then we traveled to Michigan. Well, actually, we traveled to drop off a couple props, and then we went to Michigan, and then we unloaded. So today my computer turned on, and it's Thursday.
And I feel that. Like I was telling mom, I was like, I just realized, this was at 5 o'clock. I was like, it's Thursday, and I just realized that. And she was like, "Yeah, you didn't know?" I was like, "No, no. We leave Tuesday to go to East Coast. So I mean, literally, we're home for a week, and then we're back on the road again."
Yes. Yep. You have another show coming up. Excuse me. And I see a whole bunch of shows after that. But
Yes.
hey, we've got all kinds of people on here already.
I
So
know.
just saying hi to everyone. I mean, we have our lady from Scotland on here, vice versa.
It was awesome seeing her.
Yeah.
I've seen her walk around a couple times. Also, if I'm at an angle, it's because I'm hiding the background. I apologize.
Me too. Me too.
Our back room's dirty. See, I already got a message from Dad saying to close the curtain. I can't reach it.
I checked, and Vice is officially the furthest distance traveled by anyone going to Fear Expo, from Scotland to Fear Expo. We are international now, Tan. International.
I know. That's crazy. I feel special.
Ethan's on here, Joseph, Vice, like I said. So yeah, I mean, first of all, and I got a little bit of something going on in my chest, so if I cough a little bit, I'm sorry.
Oh Lord.
I think we should definitely say something about the fact that our producer just had surgery 1 hour ago. He's laying in his bed right now at the hospital, and he is producing this show from the hospital. I was going to do it for him, but
I thought that you were.
He called me a few minutes ago. He's like, "Hey, I got the show started." I'm like, "Dude, are you okay? Is everything all right?" But Chris is a man. He is crazy. So everyone, make sure you wish Chris a very speedy recovery, and then he can get out of hospital and get back home as soon as possible. But yeah, he is actually running the show right now. He's probably getting pain pills, so he'll pass out during the show a couple times. But
you're like, it's fine. It's fine. We can help. Oh man.
So an interesting show tonight. Loaded up with 3 guests.
Sure, for sure. I'm just out of it right now. I'm still in shock that it's here and it's gone. I'm glad you like your friend.
Oh yeah, my dog hates it though. My dog cannot figure out what the hell's going on with that thing.
She's like, no. Oh man. Well, should we bring the first guest on?
I think so. Now, I did get a message from Wendy that she's running late. So it looks like I don't know who's going to be the first guest, because I thought Wicked was going to be first, but I think we're going to have to go with Chris, who's going to be the first guest.
Some guy. No.
I don't see Keith yet. Oh, nope, we're going with Andy.
Hello.
How you doing, sir?
I'm doing great. How y'all doing?
I'm doing so good it shouldn't be legal. How about you, Tan?
I feel the same.
Well, speaking about how you're doing, how does it feel to be an award-winning vendor at Fear Expo your first year showing?
I mean, it's great. Obviously, I didn't expect that being a new guy. But, I had coaches from some of the big wheels. Dark Creations ATX. He's been working with me the whole time. Some good friends of mine. If it wasn't for them, I couldn't do this stuff.
Wait,
They're good.
Dark Creations, who's that?
Adam Lane.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I mean, you might have been standing beside him.
Yes, we all know Adam. And hopefully we get Adam on the show next week because he's also an award winner.
That's right.
No, I was excited, Tan. So I got to see the awards before everyone else. I got to see what was picked, and I said, "Horn box? What is that? This is a horn box." I did not know what to expect, so I had to walk over and talk to him, and my GM next to me, or next, was actually in the same booth right next to you. The guy who was next to you, Matt, is the GM for me.
Yeah, I annoyed him to death.
He goes, "Doug, I hate that horn." And I said, "Yeah?" And he goes, "Yeah, go ahead and buy it for the haunt, though."
Yeah, he ended up liking it a lot, which is good.
Funny.
So tell us about who you are, and tell us about, I mean, you're new to, you've never been on this show, right? Never have.
No. I've always just visited them. I've worked at haunted houses. I've been makeup manager for Red Vein Haunted House for 7 years, I believe. If I was good enough to do that, I would figure I was good enough to do other stuff. So I tried, and I was good enough. Or at least I was skeptical about it until last weekend, and it turns out I was. So,
well,
but yeah,
I need to start interviewing. Actually, this is Tane's show. I'm just a guest host.
You're like, I better know why I'm talking. So, for those people who don't know, because we didn't discuss what the prize was for, what was the prize for?
The prize is for my briefcase blaster. Basically, it's a remote control train horn suitcase. It's extremely loud, and I scared everyone that walked past with it. Everyone enjoyed watching me scare other people, and they bought them.
Didn't you bring it with you to the costume ball? I thought I'd seen it.
I had my original version with me at the costume ball. I'm the clown that was holding up the briefcase that said Tiny on it.
Yeah.
That one's way louder than my other ones. I was just nice and didn't honk that at the party. It's extremely loud.
You're like, you're welcome.
Yeah.
Do you know the coolest thing, Danny? Is you can take that suitcase and you can set it down and walk around and start talking to the person you set it behind and push that button and watch them get their
Exactly. It's great.
I love that thing.
You put it in someone else's hand and you take the remote, and when they get to places where it shouldn't honk it. It was great. So
well, now we need to have a Wi-Fi version next year so I can leave it at home and go.
I'm sure a friend of mine could do it. I got a buddy of mine, Derek Wooden. He does all that for me. I showed him like a Flintstones version of what I wanted to do, and he turned it into what it was. He's awesome. If you could think of it, he'll make it.
How did you all come up with the idea for it? Like, were you always a hobo clown, or like?
I've been in one forever. I've been pretty much Tiny the Clown for Red Vein Haunted House since they've had clowns. It's always been a vintage looking clown, and it's not the same as everyone else running around. So everyone likes it, or at least I think they do.
So Tan, I forgot to make an announcement.
Oh, of course.
And I didn't even tell you about this, and I didn't tell Chris about this. But we have an Alabama haunt tour coming up in November. All right, the tickets are already on sale, and it's for 11 haunts in 3 days. Right? If over the next 3 shows, if you hashtag Alabama Ultimate Haunt Tour, you gotta spell Alabama right. If you do that, we're gonna pick a grand prize winner who's gonna get 2 tickets, which includes hotel and a haunt tour. But it's gonna be, we're gonna draw it in week 3, at the end of week 3. So this is week 1. Next week we're gonna do another show about some of the award winners. and then we're going to conclude in week 3. So, Alabama Ultimate Haunt Tour hashtag, and you can win tickets for 2 people to go to that tour.
Dear my mother, who's watching the show right now, can you please hashtag for me?
Danny, you're going to be there? You going to try and win some tickets?
I'm gonna try.
That's
Definitely.
always the goal. Free
I
stuff,
mean,
we're in.
my briefcase might be in a couple places on that tour. I know for a fact one of them is. So
that's awesome. Okay, I didn't mean to interrupt. Keep going, peoples.
No, you're good. So, I mean, of course, the briefcase was like the most popular thing, but is there something else that you make that everybody seems to really like?
my masks. They really like my clown masks for some reason. I don't think I'm a great sculptor. Everyone else thinks I'm pretty good. I'm a better painter than I am sculptor. It helps. They turn out pretty cool. Each of them are hand stitched. They have stitching, and some of them have nipple rings. Some of them have eyelashes. It's great.
Hey, nipple rings are a selling point for something.
Exactly, and I pointed to everyone ahead.
I've been there. I put nipple rings on a Yeti that I made, and somebody bought it only for the nipple rings on the
Exactly.
Yeti. Sometimes that's the selling point, man. I get it.
Right?
Completely. How long have you been sculpting?
Not very long, like a year. I just picked up clay, tried it, and I molded the mask out of it, and it turned out pretty good. So I just kept on going with it.
Are they latex?
Yes.
Nice. And I guess so that everybody knows while they're watching, where can they find all your stuff at?
The easiest way to find it is on Facebook at PsychomorphFX. That has a link to my Etsy on the page. Pretty much that's it right now. I plan on getting bigger than that. We'll see. Depends on how good I get. But I plan on going a lot bigger. So.
I didn't get to walk around. So I was stuck at my booth most of the time.
Me too.
Did you collaborate with Dark Creations and you guys?
I did on one of my briefcases. On my very first one, I did. I sent Adam a video of it, and he thought it was wonderful. So he asked me to send it to him. He did his thing, sent it back to me, and now 916 Productions owns it. It was awesome.
That's awesome.
Wait, 916 Productions owns your booth?
No, now they own the briefcase. The one that Adam Lane did.
I got you. I understand. Yeah. I was confused.
No, definitely not the booth. No. Not unless it's starting to rust.
There you go. Man, they had a nice booth at the show.
They really did.
Their booth is always insane.
Yeah.
Like everywhere that I've seen them at, it's at least it feels like 10 stories high and like it's huge. It's always really cool looking. So where are you based out of?
Fredericksburg, Virginia. And obviously it's getting dark here.
Yeah. I'm wondering.
That's the only place I have reception. I'm sorry.
I'm wondering how long I can interview him before he disappears.
Exactly.
Yeah, for real. So you said that you've been haunting, and then you said something about how you just like tried this out one day. What in the world is the backstory?
I mean, I like to try out everything. I'm a professional welder. I can pretty much fabricate anything I want, anyways. I just used that, tried sculpting, and it worked out great. Somehow or another, both of them related. Yeah, in my own head, they are at least.
So, do you plan on coming out with more props and stuff like that?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I'm gonna use my welding on the next show, so
nice.
Stuff should get big.
What's your next show? What's your next show? You're gonna
Fear Expo right now.
Oh, that's awesome.
Exactly. Exactly. And maybe their friend down in Florida too. Who knows?
Yeah, Hong Kong.
That's right.
Yeah, that's January next year. That's gonna be fun.
It looks like it.
We've got a couple things to announce about that show that's coming up. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
I imagine so.
And it's gonna be warm, Orlando, instead of
right
in January.
Exactly.
Do you have any questions, Doug?
I got one question. What made you decide to come to Fear Expo for your first show? What was the reason that you decided this was going to be your first show? We have a lot of people who are coming to Fear Expo for their first time ever vending, and I'm just really interested. What is it that attracted you to try us first?
honestly, last year I came through as a VIP, and everything was great. I didn't have to buy no food, no nothing, And then, all the vendors obviously were VIPs, so I figured, hell, if I go up there as a vendor, I can still eat free. I'm a big boy. I like eating, and that did it for me.
I get it, man.
Yeah.
Now I do have a complaint, Doug. I don't know what the beginning like. Were you there for the magic show?
I missed part of it.
Okay.
I
Well,
was.
they had. You would have been upset too. They had this salad that was weeds, and there was like.
Oh, I was there for the dinner part of it. Yeah.
Yeah, and there was like
The
a cucumber.
the spoonful of salad.
I
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna let the cat out of the bag. I spent more on the food for Fear Expo than I did Hong Kong. And I love the Hong Kong food versus the Fear Expo food just because of a couple of things.
Yes.
And as I'm walking out the door talking to the rep there, I said, this food, I want to approve. I want tasting. I want to pretend like it's a wedding next year. And I want to taste this food. I want to see it before we do it because we're not running into this problem again.
The cheesecake was good.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
The cheesecake was really good.
Yeah. And the breakfast was great. And the burgers, it's just with the salad, I don't know what they were trying to do.
That salad, man, we walked in and I looked at that and I was like, what is this? And Mom went, somebody took the time to wrap all of our salads in the cucumber. Be grateful. I was like, oh my God.
Well, we've already picked a theme for next year, by the way.
Oh, yeah?
Yes. The theme for this year's theme for the show was circus, right? And
That's right.
First could kind of match that theme and bring items, and of course the ball and the amusement. Next year's theme is vampires and creatures of the dark.
Oh, nice. Nice.
So we're going to talk to them about the vendors bringing stuff to match that. The thing about it, we're trying to do themes that match haunts. So that way haunters, when they're thinking about their themes for next year, they can be like, hey, I can go to Fear Expo and I can know there's a lot of vampire stuff and a lot of werewolves and creatures of the dark that are going to be at Fear Expo. And then who doesn't want to do a vampire ball?
Yeah.
Right.
The vampire ball is going to be insane next year.
That'll be awesome.
Well, cool. We've almost lost them. We got.
I see. I'm looking for myself and I haven't found me yet, but there I am. There I am.
I see, like this half of your face.
The lights on the other side is the strange part.
Well, is there anything else that you would like to share with the world before we have to let you
Nothing
go?
I can think of.
Really, man? Nothing?
Nothing. Other than thank y'all. Y'all put on an amazing show. Other than that, no, nothing. Just keep on watching me. That's it. You'll see something.
I'm excited to see what you do next.
I am too.
Me too.
I can't wait to see you next year.
Me too.
Oh,
all
man.
right.
Thank you.
And thank y'all.
Do you know this whole interview was kind of like watching an eclipse happen?
It really has. If I take my hat off, it'll be a little brighter out, but I can't do that.
Oh, man.
All right, sir. We'll see you again really soon. We'll make sure we have you on the show throughout the summer, definitely before next year's Fear Expo.
All right. During daylight. No. Well, I'll be in daylight next time. Let's say that. All right. Thank y'all.
All right. Take care. That was really good. I really liked having them at the show. That was a lot of fun.
I didn't get to go see it, sadly. That I wanted to. I wanted to go make time, but I got to see them walking in the door because they were right there at the front.
Weren't you quite busy this show? I mean, you were involved in a lot of different things.
Well, listen, I wasn't supposed to be involved in the fashion show, but then I got voluntold by David that I have to be in the fashion show. And I was like, oh, okay. So then I was in it.
Were you wearing FAS?
I was. Yeah.
And that's a new vendor too that came to the show.
That is a new vendor.
And what does FAS stand for?
Freaking awesome stuff.
That's not what I was told, but okay.
I'm gonna say freaking because this is a family-friendly show. Speaking of family friendly, do you want to talk about our friend?
Which one? I have two friends. Huh?
Mason.
Who?
Mason.
Oh. was like, are you saying Mason?
Yes, Mason. He's
Mason
watching
was
right now.
Mason. We have the biggest fan in the world.
Yes.
Mason is the coolest person at the show.
He's awesome.
I mean, he left bringing me one of these bad boys.
It's in my window right now up front, but he brought me a 3D printed balloon dog, and it's like this big, man. It's so cool.
And
I love him.
we actually made Mason. He is him and his parents have lifetime tickets to Fear Expo and any one of our shows where they get in for free.
I know, it's awesome. I love it.
And I don't have it here with me because we just got back home, but we have a special gift for Mason from one of our vendors. I think I have 2 gifts. But I'm going to do it next week now, Tan, because I have to take it out. We haven't even got to unpack yet. So we're going to give him his gift. Mason, if you're watching.
He's watching. His mom
jumping
said
for joy.
Yeah.
Mason, your gift is going to be seen next week. You're going to have to watch next week's too, because we have a real special gift for you. But
I feel
Mason,
like he has no problem with that, like watching this. Oh man,
it was so great having him there.
He's awesome.
And Jason Towers is on here. Jason, who was, I mean, I tell you what, no one can run a show floor like Jason.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Killed it for the vendors. I mean, I was just sitting back there like, okay, is he ever? And then he brought another friend with him. They called him Redbeard. And Jason and him, I tell you what, from what I hear, the vendors didn't have to worry about anything.
Oh gosh, no, we didn't have to do. I mean, load-in was the easiest it's ever been at any show. And loadout was extremely easy too. I mean, literally, we just told him, "Hey, we're done packing." He was like, "Okay, bring the car around." I was like, "Oh, it's already there." He was like, "Oh, great, the pool is right here." It was so easy, so easy.
Load-in worried me this year because of the rain. I was like, well, we can't have everyone drive in, but it didn't matter. We had so many people there with carts. We had someone show up. I don't know who it is yet. Who showed up at 5 o'clock, like 4 minutes to 5, because the convention said we had to close on Wednesday at 5 o'clock. The doors had to be closed. And they pulled in at like 4 to 5. And all I saw was like 40 of our workers unloading their vehicle in like 4 minutes.
Like, a tear streams down your face. You're like, I'm such a proud dad.
So Jason, I see you're on here. Thank you so much for everything you did for Fear Expo. That was so cool.
Yeah, your people are always so good.
Was it Mike? It might have been Mike Murray. It might have been. Slacking.
Oh man, well,
we're doing thank yous every day for the next couple weeks. So we are going to thank everyone. I'm not just doing one thank you post and overarching, like saying, okay, you're all thanked. We're going to have photos. We're going to be individually thanking people. Everyone who is part of this show, we are going to touch their area and talk about these people. Everyone from Scurryface to the workers to the convention center. I mean, you name it. We're going to thank everyone and show pictures and really make sure they get the attention they need.
That's awesome. Well, are you ready to bring on the next guest?
It depends. No, I'm just kidding. I'm ready. Who's next?
Like, it depends on who it is.
We don't even know who's next.
Yeah.
And Chris is on Vicodin. It's Wendy.
Hey.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you guys?
We're good.
We're making it.
Just got rested up.
So you won an award.
I did. I was so excited. I forgot I was in face paint and everything when I got the award. I looked at the pictures. I went, "Oh no!"
It's okay.
Were you surprised that you won the award?
Yes, I was. It was wonderful, but I was definitely surprised.
So what award did you win?
I got the Rising Star Award.
Very cool.
Ian's award.
Stop it. No. So, how long have you been in business?
This will be our first full year with Wicked FX. So we started last year at Fair Expo, and so we're just now a full-fledged year. We're a yearling.
Oh, that's awesome! I love that for you. So, what do you guys do? Like, I know what you all do, but for everybody that doesn't know, what do you guys do?
We have a lot of 3D printed products. We are trying to take 3D printing to the next level of prop creation because I think it's a very big next step for things. Because the way you can reproduce products, the same ones, and do them to scale is pretty cool. I do a lot of that, but I also do a little bit of costuming. I'm a makeup artist, so I do prosthetics, which I really love. That's where I've started in, and we just combine Matt's love for printing and my love for making really creepy stuff. So and we do a lot of custom work too.
I have to admit, my favorite thing that you sell is the prosthetics because I use them for my creepy looking bears like
Oh,
all
nice.
the time. So I have to admit that's my favorite. Every time that I see you, I normally buy some just so I can use them. So, but I know that a lot of people also buy your death whistles because I see everybody walking around with them. And I heard one in the bathroom, right? Like as I was leaving the costume ball. It was hilarious. So you said you're a makeup artist. How long have you
Yes.
been doing that?
Oh goodness. Oh gosh, at least 15 years. I've
Do you
started
do
off.
it do it professionally or like home
I
or
have my professional, my day job, my real is a paramedic. So I've kind of taken that in. I work with the military with military moulage, and I've done a lot of contracting with them. And I've worked on a few movies and a few side commercials and things like that. Just now that I've kind of gotten out of EMS and trying to transition into the real world, I'm trying to really push that more. So yes.
right? That's awesome though. So, and what would be your overall you said this is your first year? What would be like an overall goal for you
Oh,
growing as a vendor?
Michael, well, our next step is to try to find a more space, more because we have 30 printers in our house, and my shop is in the basement. So everywhere I turn around, I'm tripping over stuff. But my goal is to have a bigger space so we can fill more orders and get a little bit bigger stuff and get that big printer that's as big as a dining room table. I have two that are half the size. The next step is the big one, and it's faster, so I can make a lot more props a lot faster.
Have you seen those 3D printers that are like the size of a room?
Yes, those are
Those
amazing,
things,
and they're about $30,000 to $40,000 though. So I'm
yeah,
hoping.
Tam,
Yeah.
you
they're
got that.
insane.
You got it.
You're like, my 5-year plan is to buy a one the size of my room. If your next year plan is to get one the size of your table, then that has to be your 5 year.
Yeah, yeah. Well, Matt's great. He couldn't be here because he's actually still returning our trailer because we just got it unpacked. But he actually builds 3D printers because that's what he does. He's an IT guy, so he's
That's
great with
awesome.
them. He's really good. He can make them do just about anything.
That's cool. Mine's going in the background right now.
Yeah.
I only have one though. I'm not that fancy. So, as far as products that you brought with you this year, what was like your favorite that you were selling?
Oh gosh, I probably really love my barrel toppers that we're doing because we can my Grumpy Gary and the Evil Eric. He sold really well, and the Dreadful Dip is probably though he's a little skull little guy. I love him because I actually sculpted him in clay and then scanned him into a computer program and I can print him in any size. So that's the nice thing about that. So you can do it in any size you want. So I think Dreadful Dip would be my favorite.
Are you
That was
also
cool.
a computer whiz? Are you really good with technology?
No.
It sounds like you are, though.
I'm learning. That's teaching me, but I do most of the painting and the sculpting, and he does all the scanning and all the making things work. So
There's nothing wrong with that because I am not a tech person at
yeah,
all, and I know Doug isn't.
I get too close, it stops working.
I know Doug isn't because every show we've ever gone on to, you're still on mute every time. So we're still learning. It's okay.
So
I
true.
I don't know how I guess another thing of mine that is like that you do that's my favorite is those ice cream cones, like the moldy ones. Those are so cool looking and they're really realistic.
I love mold and mushrooms, anything kind of natural. So those are just a lot of fun to make. What I tried to do is I tried to keep. I have the whole fungus line, and then I have the blood and bone, and then I have the toxic line. So I'm just trying to make all stuff to kind of fit in with that for this year. And
So
yeah,
as far as your prosthetics go, would you recommend them for costuming or only like for face prosthetics, or how would you use them?
well, I can't. The silicone prosthetics that I make are better for your face and for cosplay for haunted houses. But I also do the same ones in a latex form too, so you can have them on your clothes and you can have them on your face as well. So I have made double molds, so I can have them either or, so more people can use them.
Right. Doug, do you have questions? I just realized that I should probably ask if you do too.
No, I'm loving it. I'm just sitting back going, okay.
He's like, I'm listening in.
Well, Wendy, this was your second year at Fair Expo. Have you done any other shows yet?
I do a lot of horror based ones because I do a lot of painting for horror themes. So I've done Horror Hound, I've done Creepy Con, and then we did Transworld this year as well. We stepped into that and we did pretty good. So just learning the convention circuit has been fun. I've always attended for ever since forever, but going to them is a lot bigger. That's a lot more stuff. I had to pack a lot more stuff.
What was the first show that you ended up doing?
Fear Expo was my first show. Was my very first vending. Yeah.
I love this. Well, that's great. And you came back for year 2.
Yep.
Year 3 we are working on right now. I'm super excited. We've seen such growth. The first year Tane was there, I mean, we were happy with what we had, and to see the numbers just keep getting larger and larger every year. I just, and I also love to see the new vendors that come and get started in the industry, whether they get started at our show or any other show. The fact that they're into the industry and they're growing, and you're a prime example about that. We voted you as a rising star, and look where Tayan is. She owns her own podcast. She's got her own store. She's company. I mean,
own a podcast.
At her school. I mean, look at her. She is.
This is not about me. This is about Wendy.
But she was a rising star, and look at her now, just like we said. So, Wendy, we see big things for you.
I hope so. I'm trying. I'm really trying hard. I really love it. I've loved the Honda industry since I've been a child. So
I was just about to ask.
My heart.
You said that you did EMS and now you're doing, makeup for military and stuff. So how in the world did you find the haunt community?
Oh gosh. I started off as about 10 years old at my Uncle Mark. He's my favorite person in the whole world. He started me off at the House on Haunted Hill. He was with the JCs and he did that. And I worked in several as a kid, and I worked with St. Rita Haunted House when it was still going. That was in Cincinnati, Ohio. I helped with them. It was strictly volunteer. Did everything: build, makeup, props, everything you could think of. And I worked with several haunted houses, and it's just always been my thing. My girls have grown up in it. I have 3 daughters, and they are cosplayers. So, and they've always helped. I had a home haunt until I moved after my divorce, and I've always loved it. It's just the biggest part of my heart. I love the haunt community. I remember the first time I discovered a haunted convention. I didn't know they existed, and I went up there. We were just going to stay for the day, and I begged and begged, please let us stay for the whole weekend. And it was just, I just walked in, and I was like, there's weird people like me. This is awesome. It was just like, and I found a whole new community, which was great, because after that, with my divorce and everything, I found so many amazing friends, and it's just been great. It's added much to my life.
Did you get to go to the shows? Did you take part in the after events we had?
I did. I went to the costume ball. Friday I was exhausted. I saw the back of my eyeballs. It was a lot.
I feel that, man.
And talking, and yeah, I meant to. I tried to. Everything was awesome. It was a lot of fun.
So I heard you say something about an Ohio haunt. Where are you based out of?
I am my company is based in Hamilton, Ohio, which is outside Cincinnati, and then I help supervise the makeup room for Brimstone Haunted House, which is in Waynesville, Ohio. It's at the Ren Fair, which is really pretty cool.
I don't know how far. I just moved back to Ohio, so I'm like, I wonder how far that is for me. I'm in Ironton.
Okay, you're not very far.
See, there we go.
Yeah, I travel all over, so we love to have people up at the haunt.
I was telling Dante that I was like, I need pictures, but I don't know where you're at. And he was like, I'm everywhere, man. I was like, aren't we all for real? We're all over the place. So you said, were you doing makeup at your booth?
I was doing a little bit of prosthetic work, but I brought my lovely friend Jeannie. She has Jeannie's Creations, and she did some painting for me. And I like to share the love with people and get people. I just think she's extremely talented, and she's kind of shy, so I wanted to get her out there and introduce her to people. And if you can't build up your friends, what are you here for? If you can't, and which is nice. She made a lot of connections and met a lot of great people, and she manages a Twisted Trails Haunted House, so their makeup room, and so she's really great. And we do a lot of military makeup together and go and collect mushrooms and all the weird stuff.
That's fair. So I'm gonna ask you the question that I've got asked in the beginning when I first started, and that is, I hate this question, so I'm gonna ask you. But what is an ideal 5-year plan for you and your business?
My ideal, I'd like to see my shop grow and my inventory of what I have, because I look at all these people who have so many lovely, different assorted, things for there's that you can shop for, and kind of crazy making stuff. So I want to increase my inventory. I want to increase my and I'd like to hire some people. That would be nice. I'd like to
That's always nice.
I have a lot of printers, but one painter. So that's what I'd like to do. And I'd like to hire my friends and give them jobs, and my children, and just involve my friends and family in this crazy ride of what I'm on.
I'm glad you had an answer. The first time somebody asked me that, I was like, I don't know. I don't know. Be bigger. Don't we all hope for that? Oh man. Well, Doug, do you have any questions?
No. Are we going to see you again next year?
Yes, I'll be there.
That's so cool.
Doug's like, I'm so happy.
That's answer to come up with stuff.
Oh, well, where can everybody find your stuff at? And what would be the next show you're going to be at?
I'll be going to MHC. I'll be going there, and after that, CreepyCon. They can find me at wickedeffects.com. It's WIKEDFX.com. So I sell all my stuff online. We do have a Facebook page. I don't sell on Facebook, but you can check me out and check my products and pictures and see what I'm doing. And that's just check out my website. And that's Wendy at wickedfx.com if you have any questions or concerns or want to create something crazy.
Wait, I do have one more question.
Okay.
Is that 3D printer working behind you, actually printing something right now?
Yes, it is.
Interview why something's being made to sell.
I have 6 in this room.
There's one up here, one on the floor.
Yeah.
I have 2 in the garage that are huge, so they got to stay out there.
I know all about that, trust me. All right, well, thank you for coming on the show.
No, thank you for having me.
I guess we'll see you soon.
Yeah, I'll definitely be around.
All right, see you soon.
All right, thank you so much.
All right, so another award winner.
Yes. Oh, well.
We just have one more left for the show, but hey, whoever just came on, or if you forgot, we are doing a giveaway, but it's after 3 weeks. So this week we're doing a show about some of the award winners at Fair Expo. Next week it'll be award winners part 2. And then week 3 will be award winners, plus we'll have a surprise guest that day. And that's when we're going to give away 2 tickets, which include hotels, to the Ultimate Haunt Tour in Alabama. It is the second week of November, and it includes 11 haunts. And guess what, Tan?
What, Doug?
I've never been to any of these ones.
Neither have I.
Well, should It Must Be Thursday be like a sponsor of one of the buses, and we just go out there and do it?
As long as it's not another party bus, then yes.
No party buses. There's a secret. You know how I'm just straightforward and I just tell everyone how it is. It's like, okay,
Yeah.
I'm not going to hide any BS. So we didn't have a lot of sales for that ticket or for this last haunt tour a couple weeks before the show. And I mean, we were like, okay, so we can't even fill a 56 passenger right now.
Right.
So we had to start looking at like different kinds of buses. So I'm like, hey, let's get limousine buses, because we can get them in different sizes. And then all of a sudden we started selling a lot of tickets. I've already switched to limousine buses versus the charter buses. And then they said, oh, we got this really cool party bus. It would be awesome.
So flash forward to
It's
at
15
the
minutes
show.
away.
At the show, Doug comes up to me and he's like, "You're on the party bus tomorrow." I'm like, "Party bus? What is he talking about?" We get on there and me and Doug are like, Doug's right here. This lady's right here. Jose's pushed up against the wall. Like it's seating like this, not seating like this. And Doug walks on and goes, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't know." And we were like, "Oh, thanks, Doug." The party bus. He's like, "Don't tell the others because they have normal seating." I was like, I think I'd rather have that right now. But there was Chick-fil-A on the bus that made it better. But yeah, that was, oh man. I mean, I still had a blast. It was so
Right.
much fun. It was my first haunt tour ever. And I really enjoyed it, and I got to meet a bunch of people. I got to network also. If you're a vendor, I highly suggest it because I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to name who it was, but we did get some customers from going on the haunt tour and being in the area. So I do suggest it as a vendor because it does, get you some new networking people. But if Doug comes up to you and says you're on the party bus, don't trust him.
Yeah. All right. Onwards. Enough of attacking Doug today.
Hey, I'm just saying. Hey,
so
Molly
like-
even said it was fun. Molly,
Yeah.
see, she's backing me up right here.
There you go. I didn't even play on there.
Well, I know who the
Wait,
next guest
It
is.
looks like our guest is coming.
Yes. Hello.
Hello.
Hey,
Hello, everybody.
what does that say?
Just some
Some guy? Or
Just some guy. Nobody special.
just some guy. Okay, I gotcha.
Well, I know if I don't say this, my mom is going to beat me up. She is in love with the rats, the rat mounts. Oh my gosh, that's all I hear about. Like, whenever we got there, she was like, "Look, it's the rat." So they're great. I do love them. They're
Thank you.
awesome.
They're kind of a long-time labor of love. I'm a huge Princess Bride fan, and I've always wanted a Rouse, and I've never seen any of you really make one. So I'm like, I think I can do this. So
Well, he looks awesome.
I'm happy with them. I like them. They're fun. My daughter wants one, and she says I stole her idea.
I got to tell you the story on this award. So Tan, I got to see everything, and I said, okay, well, all right, Keith has won an award. Yep, there it is.
That's
And
the
I
award.
said, he won an award for, and I was trying to read what the award was, right? And it said snowman stick is what they, and then another person wrote snowman on a stick. And I'm like, okay, this has got to be the same thing, unless Keith has just got a bunch of snowmen over there. So,
Sweet.
so I head over there, and I'm in search for the stick or the snowman on a stick. And I found it, and I was impressed. I have never seen that product before. And
I didn't get to see it.
Do you got one with you, Keith?
I don't. I'm at work, so it's at home still.
I'll have to look at. Is it on your Facebook or website or anything?
It's on Instagram. I posted the award and the snowman together in the same picture on Instagram.
Okay, I'll have to look then. I'll have
It
to see
is
this.
so cool if you have a Halloween show or excuse me, like a Christmas show, or
Yeah.
you're doing a themed Halloween where you have snow like we did last year. That would go really well in there. It was really cool.
The Krampus haunts, otherwise Steve Hancock will kick my ass for saying it wrong, are a big thing. The winter haunts are getting huge, so I like to build my stuff for outdoors. And that big snowman on a staff, I built a one-off last year for MHC, and it sold to the family who owns Disturbia, Basement of the Dead, and something else. And I forgot about it, and I got a text like last Halloween, right around last Halloween, and a buddy of mine was like, "Hey," he goes, "did you make a big snowman staff that's black light and lights up in the dark for like Disturbia?" I'm like, "Yeah, they did buy that." He goes, "I'm staring at it right now." So I'm like, "Man, I got to make a mold of something like that and mold a snowman so that I can actually, instead of making a one-off, but still make it where it's outside, because I've got resin eyes, I've got a resin carrot nose I sculpted, I put resin teeth in it. That thing is made to be outdoor in 10-degree weather, 20-degree weather, snowed on, rained on, hang it outside, just so you can use and abuse it, get a ton of years out of it."
So when you were doing all that work and you looked at that final product, did you know that you were going to look down at it and it was going to be an award-winning product and for Expo?
I really don't think many of my stuff really deserves awards. I think Patrick's bat got robbed. I mean, if I was in that line, if I was in that one of the secret shopper people, I'd just give it to Patrick's bat all day long. His little Desmodius is freaking
It was
awesome,
one
man.
vote behind you. It's so weird you say that because it was one vote, and it won at HauntCon even.
Yeah, it deserves it. That thing's beautiful, and Doug's paint is awesome. That little guy is so freaking adorable, man.
Well, everybody likes a
Seriously.
snowman on a stick.
Evidently, shocking.
And it's so weird. It's always the thing that you will be like, oh, this will be like a niche market thing. It's always something that you don't expect to be like that mind-blowing that everybody is in love with. That's what I've noticed, is that you could love it and you think it's your baby, but everybody else don't care. They could care less. They're going to pick something that you spent 5 minutes on or that somebody else wanted, and then you're like, why are you looking at that? This is over here. So, I mean,
Everybody's
I get it.
different.
They are, man. So,
and I don't like to do a lot of popular stuff, so I'll kind of take a left turn when everybody else is doing one thing. I'll just be over here zigzagging, and sometimes it works. And I guess sometimes you get an award for zigzagging. Hey.
Yeah. So for people who don't know, who you are and what you do, give a explanation for us.
I've always been a home haunter for 20 plus years. I've always built my own props. Right around 19, I decided to start a YouTube channel where I kind of show people how I make stuff or my process of using stuff. And I was surprised to find there was like so many Halloween people on there. Within like the first couple of months, I found Vic at Monster Misfits. He was doing the same thing, DIYs. Oh, and Dave at the Weird Kids Show. There's 3 of us. And we just, like magnets, we found each other and bounce ideas off each other. And we get a Facebook Messenger chat that we bounce on. We ping all damn day along with ideas and what we're doing. So we're kind of like a hive mind. And since then, I've been building more props for YouTube and found all the Halloween community like, wow, it's huge. It's massive on YouTube. And I've met so many people and vendors and friends, like, at Fear Expo, when I rolled in there to load in, I mean, I know Rob at Resurrect Costumes, Laney and Beth at Drop Dead Design Studios, David Quinn, Vic. You're really in a room full of family and friends, so it's like you can't go wrong. And all these people in the last couple of years, you just kind of find each other and you help each other out at shows and you talk in between. It's like, somebody need a black light, somebody forget an extension cord. So it's almost like the shows to me are like a family reunion. And then you get to find new people you meet and network with. I'm like, I saw your stuff, but I don't know you. Or, my neighbors, thank God I faux pod and I brought too much crap for a 10-foot booth. And my neighbor's ghastly garb scooted down 10 feet for me and dug up me 10 more feet. So, thank you to them. I can't thank them enough for my, extra 10 feet. Like, man, never again. Never again. 20 or nothing. Never.
Trust me,
20 or
I know
more.
how you feel. Oh man. So you said you did home haunting. Do you still do that, or how long did you do that for?
I've done home haunting for, man, I remember when I was in an apartment, I haunted my balcony over 25 years.
I
So I
love it.
restore cars full time for my day job. So a lot of my props and stuff bleed over from automotive. I'll, bring in bed liner or fiberglass. A lot of people are afraid to mess with fiberglass. So on my YouTube channel, I'll do, fiberglass. I'll show people how I use it or what you can do with it, for Halloween stuff. Because I really like my stuff to last and be beat on. And, we're in Northwest Indiana. So we have Chicago weather, ice, cold, rain, snow, sleet, in a day, 100-degree days in October, 20-degree nights, frost. So I really like my stuff to be beat on. And like my snowman, he's made to be outside. My fogger snowman, he's made to be outside. I try and just make the most hardcore stuff I can so people can use and abuse it and have it for, 15, 20 years.
Right. So I know you sculpt your work. So for example, because you can definitely tell a difference with, I'm gonna roll myself into the butts here. I only spend like maybe 6 hours sculpting, and that's like on something like super in detail to me. But I've seen your work. So how long does it take you to do a sculpt? Like, for instance, the rat or the snowman?
I think it's hard because I bounce back and forth. So I use oil clay because I can't stay on a web project if I got to bounce off it for a week because I'm busy and stuff, jobs are taking priority. So I hit it in weird hours. So I'll do 2-3 hours at a time, then I'll stop, then I'll come back to it. Like the snowman, I think I've probably got 10, 12 hours in the snowman head. The rat I started on top of a coyote form that I chopped up and rearranged, and then I sculpted over the top of everything because that clay gets heavy. So I try and use an armature if I can. And I have no fear just buying a taxidermy form and cutting it up to get close and then finish it off in clay. But the rat was a fairly easy sculpt. I think the rat maybe took me like 6-7 hours, something like that. Most of my magnets is where I kind of cut my teeth sculpting in right around beginning of COVID. When they were shutting everything down, I started sculpting just the magnets because I was afraid like the kids for Halloween, parents wouldn't let mom and dads go trick-or-treating or take stuff from the houses because like, well, there's COVID, it could be germs, whatever. So I wanted to have, we always do huge treat bags for Halloween because I only have like 40 or 50 kids that come to my house, a really small block. A lot of years I'll only have 20 kids. So we do big monster treat bags, fill them up with like, juice box, can of pop, hot chocolate, microwave popcorn, candy. And then I always do a run of blacklight magnets, and I've got a board that I shine a blacklight on. So every kid, every trick-or-treater that comes to the house, he gets to pick a magnet off the board. So every year when they come back, they can pick another one. And if I make new ones in the meantime, I'll put them up on the board. So it kind of brings the kids back, but it also feeds into them like the next generation. So I want to be the house that they remember when they're growing up and be like, man, we used to go to this house every year, and the guy always had the driveway decked out and the yard decked out, and we, got a big bag, and we got to pick a magnet. I've got 6, 8, 10 of these things on my wall. I'm trying to invest in the next generation of kiddos that come around. So, they'll love Halloween as much as we did and look forward to, because I still remember the houses I used to go to as kids. We go to the same damn houses every year. Oh, they're the full-size candy bar house. They're the can of pop house. They're the popcorn ball house. I'm 51 years old. If I go to my old neighborhood, I could drive you to the houses and show you who gave out what on Halloween. I kid you not.
I just got on the end. Like my generation was like the end of the trick-or-treating house, and it was the trunk or treat. I was just on the end of that generation. I'm so mad about it because now I'm too old. Now I can't. Even if I want to go trick-or-treating, I can't.
My rule is if you come to my house on Halloween, regardless of age, if you dress up, you get paid at my house. I don't care if you're 50, if you're 500. If you can drag your ass up the driveway and say trick or treat, it costs you, you're getting paid. Anybody who shows up and trick or treats with no costume gets a dented, rusty can of beets or split pea soup or something disgusting in a can of, what's that, like salmon eyes, something disgusting. I pick out of the can and I dent it and I put a Cobwebs and Candlesticks sticker on it so the Fool who shows up with no costume gets a can of dented rusty peas.
Hey, I don't threaten me because I want one of the magnets. I was just sitting here thinking I never went to a house that had that much cool stuff.
Well, I figure again, once the candy is gone, like usually like November 1st and the kids are in their sugar rush and it wears off, at least they've got something to hang on to for the next couple of years to remind them, hey,
Yeah.
Halloween comes around again. I'm going to go back there and get me another one. So
Right.
it's just I just want to invest in the next generation of haunters for, because that's what the people in my old neighborhoods did. They would deck out their houses, and like to this day, I still remember the houses. It's just once it's in your blood, it's just it'll always be there. You can't pull it out.
So, what would be next? I know since you've already done, snowman on stick, what would be the next thing that you want to do? Like, what do you have in mind?
I'm right in the middle of like 2 more snowman heads. I know that I want to do a full size body. I want to do a full blown snowman. I mean, I know they're not popular, but the Christmas haunts are really coming on strong. And I know if I ever make it to Transfer, I know they're going to stick my ass in the back by Christmas. So I swear to God, I'm going to have the most awesome Christmas crap to get the Halloween people back there by me. So I'm prepared.
I can't remember if it was Dark Hour or Sir Henry's that had them. Or maybe both. I think they might have both. But they had
Alan's
snowmen.
got snowmen. Yeah.
They were as tall as me. I'm short. So that's exciting. Like they were 5'2". But they looked so angry looking, and they had like the pointy claws and stuff. That would be awesome to see from you, because it's cool for other people to do it, but every artist has their own like spin-off of stuff. So I can't wait to see if you do make a big snowman.
I've got about 15 designs in my head rolling around, and I've got a small snowman that I made just to kind of play with, to kind of test things out. So I definitely, and I just, everybody does pumpkins and scarecrows, which I love too, but I always kind of take a left, like I make a cyclops, nobody else really makes a cyclops. I like them. I love cryptids, I'm a big cryptid guy.
Yes.
So I try not to make, too much popular stuff, because really, if you walk into a row, you see 600 pumpkins, it's just kind of more of the same, unless they really stand out. So I'm always just trying to push the envelope a little bit and be weird and kind of be out there doing my own little thing. If everybody's over here doing this, I'm cool being over here, spinning my wheels, doing something else.
So with the snowman, are you more of a, like, for scary wise, are you more of like the pointy teeth angry snowman, or like Jack Frost? Because I think that movie's terrifying.
I've never seen Jack Frost. I've seen the commercials, but I'm really kind of drawn to, my automotive shop is in the woods. I work on 10 acres. So I have access to woods, and I'll go out there and spend a couple of days chopping down limbs, looking at stuff, jumping out of the truck on the way up the driveway. Hey, this fell down. I'm going to use this. So I take stuff, I cut it, I dry it. I let my wooden staves, they're dried for a year, 2 years. I've got a whole thing put back. I've got a lot of stuff kind of put away, squirreled away, so that it's cured. Because I don't like using green trees or limbs, because they're heavy. It takes a long time for the water to wick out. They're heavy. So I got a pretty good selection of like choice wood that I like to use, and I just harvest nature as much as I can. And the rest is all rigid foam or resins, stuff that can be strong and be for outdoors. But snowman wise, yeah, I want to do some full size ones, some big boys. I'm talking maybe like 8-10 feet. So,
That'd be awesome.
I love Pumpkin Rot's work. I'm a huge fan of his work, and the guy does not get enough credit. I love his scarecrows. And he also made snowman for Krampus. So I looked at his and I'm like, okay, I see where he's going, but I got to be different. So I try not to really stare at anybody else's. I look to nature. Like I use antlers for teeth. I use tinfoil for teeth. I have limbs, and anything that nature provides, I want to throw in and use. So I've got a bunch of ideas in my head rolling around that I don't think anybody's touched yet. So I think if Pumpkin Rot's got scarecrows, I'm going to corner snowmen.
That's awesome. Well, I love it. Doug, do you have any questions? I see you already thinking about the 8-foot snowman over there.
I am.
Doug's like, I'm going to get one.
So you were actually at our very first Fair Expo, weren't you?
No, I
No, you
came
came to it
last
though.
year as a guest. This is my first year vending. I stuck around last year after the show with the vendors and talked to everybody. And I saw all your people swarming people. It's almost obnoxious. You need help. You need water. It's like, go away, you know? It's
I haven't heard that
this,
take yet.
you know, this year it was literally, it's literally a privilege to be a vendor at Fear Expo. You have no worries. I had a faux pas with the electric. Somebody swiped the cord. So I had electric back on like in 5 or 10 minutes right before the show started. You know, Jason Towers is freaking awesome. Got to have dinner with him. Um, you know, and then I knew last year just seeing, you know, Vic needed a board cut, and you're like, hey, go grab so and so. He'll cut a board from like, where the hell are you gonna get a board at in the middle of a convention center? Well, find one, you know. And I said, I got to come back here next year. I mean, I got a vend here next year. So this is my first year on the floor as a vendor, and I loved it. I loved spending time with Jordu and seeing Haunt Fam and seeing the Hells a Poppin' was freaking awesome. The magic show was great. Just the entertainment was just off the chain. It was you know, it's exhausting. It was always like, okay, we're vending. Then as soon as it's closed, we got this, and we got to eat again. Then there's a circus. Then there's a magic show, and then there's it's like, goddamn, I'm tired, man. Like, you know,
I gotta go to bed at some point.
It's like I gotta get for tomorrow, work the show. You know, I gotta be in shape for that.
Yeah.
So it was awesome. I loved every aspect. I love the class. You know, how the hell can you sit in a room with Jordu Shell for 2 hours for free? I challenge anybody that runs a show anywhere or takes classes anywhere to provide that.
Yeah.
As part of a vendor or a VIP ticket. It's just not going to happen. It was awesome. I loved everything about the show this year. It was amazing to be as a vendor. I'm most definitely coming back next year. I got to walk around, do a little video for YouTube. A lot of people, you know, the Carpetbagger came through and some other people came through. And I thought, well, you know, it's so busy. It's hard to get out to see the floor. Like Tayan says, you know, it's like I didn't get to see much because you're kind of like a dog tied on the porch when you're running your booth. Like, man, I want to go over there and play. I want to go see what that is. So I did a video and walked around before the show when it's quiet. You can kind of see everything and it's calm. And I was really, really happy with Scurry Face. I couldn't figure out who the hell that was. The SF. I'm like, who is that? Who is that? You know, then it dawned on me after I came out of the little blacklight room. And they had a big banner of Pandora. So I just want to say thank you to Scurry Face. You know, I'm glad that you acknowledged her. And I was glad to see her there. Being represented in your booth right there in the front in the corner. So thank you to Scurry Face. Huge shout out to them. And that was awesome. That really made my whole convention experience great. That was really like the cherry on everything, seeing her face.
That's awesome.
So something just to throw out there. Mm-hmm. First year, we did the vendor appreciation on Wednesday. I had 9 vendors who showed up. And my staff, there was way more of my staff than there was vendors, right? And it was like our Wednesday at Moonlight Barbecue. Were you there the first year, Tayan?
No.
No, I don't think you were.
No, because I think we went a separate night after because I think we discovered it and we were like, oh, what's this place? So I don't think we went the first year.
So the first year, 9 vendors went. I know Patrick was there and so on and so forth, but it was almost, instead of vendors appreciation, it was appreciation to my staff, because I always took my staff on Wednesday night, you know, for helping with setup and everything. Year 2 comes by and we had about 18 vendors show up with all of their workers. I said, bring all of your workers, everyone come. You know, we're going to buy you dinner. We're going to just appreciate the fact that you're in the industry. And that year it started catching up to my staff. I had half staff, half vendors. This year, the vendors blew away my staff, and I brought more people. I've never seen so many people in on Wednesday as we had this year. It was, I mean, the show floor was almost set up on Wednesday.
Yeah,
there was a lot when I got there.
For a Friday afternoon show. And I kept asking everyone, I was like, hey, you know, what brought you in early? Well, we're doing a bigger booth. We're doing this. And then over and over, plus you're feeding us tonight, aren't you? Come on out.
Get that meal.
So you're like, I guess so.
Next year, I think we might have to take that entire restaurant over. I might have to book that Wednesday and just rent the restaurant for those hours, because the way it's been growing, people are coming in on Wednesday and they want some moonlight barbecue.
We may have to cater and have a brought over to the arena.
Oh
Yeah.
no, we got to go there. We got to go there.
Oh man. Well,
Fantasy
thank you for
Pants
coming
said
on.
that they go hungry at Fair Expo, so we're gonna have to help. I'm saying he says do one.
That's true. The burgers were great. I love the burger bar. Those were awesome.
I didn't go to it.
Oh man, I missed breakfast because I have breakfast at the hotel, so I figure I'll save it for somebody else.
Okay. Well,
Perfect.
I thank you for coming on, and I know you have a YouTube channel and all that, so please go ahead and put all of your info for us.
You can find me on YouTube. Everything's Cobwebs and Candlesticks. I have a little Etsy shop. I load up occasionally with stuff. Most people just hit me on Facebook or Instagram when they see something they want or they know I'm finished with something. Yeah, that's basically it. I have a website, cobwebsandcandlesticks.com. Haven't updated it in a couple of years. I need to get with my web designer, James, and add on all the new stuff I've been doing the last couple of years. And thinking about opening up that cart system so I can sell online versus just Etsy, because Etsy is okay, but it's just someplace I do it more just to show people what I'm making versus sales, because I still have a day job, so I don't really rely on anything or income from my whole Cobwebs gig. So yeah, for the most part, you can find me on any social media. Just type in Cobwebs and Candlesticks, and this face will pop up.
Awesome. Well, thank you again for coming on. I appreciate your time.
Thank you for having me, and thank you for all you do for Fear Expo, Doug. It has to be exhausting being in your seat, running and making all the ends meet for that show. But it was amazing, and like I said, I was thrilled as a vendor, and I'll be back next year for sure.
Well, we appreciate having you and all the other vendors there. The way we look at it is we just want to treat you like we would want to be treated. And if that's going to work, then I think we're going to have a very successful show for a very long time.
I hope so.
Yeah. Well, great. So we will hopefully see you on here really, really soon, maybe over the summer or,
Sure.
Halloween season. We'll get you back on here.
Sounds great.
All right. Well, take care. We
All right,
will.
good night, everybody.
Take care. Oh, you popped back on. I think someone.
There we go.
Yep, someone double clicked. Oh, wow. So I heard the little alarm that said it's time for you to go to bed.
Yeah, my Alexa's yelling at me.
I cannot
She
believe
does it
you.
every show, man. Every single time. She screams at me. I don't know why she's so loud. I seen you start laughing. I'm like, oh, great. He knows.
Oh, I was like, who just said that? And then I looked over at your teddy bear and
It's my Alexa. No, don't talk.
Alexa goes, Tan,
Thank
it is
you.
time for you
Your
to go to bed.
feedback will help improve the
Shush!
experience.
Alexa, is it time for Tan to go to bed?
I don't know that one.
Oh my
I
gosh.
don't know who Tan is.
Oh, that's right. You have a special name. Your Alexa calls you by a certain name.
No, she's dumb. I don't like her. I use my Google. She's a lot smarter.
Oh, no wonder it's messing with you. Well, what was your favorite part of Fear Expo this year?
I don't know. I always enjoy
I put you on the
Moonlight.
spot, didn't I?
I always enjoy Moonlight barbecue. Because I get to eat there. No,
Wait, you got to tell everyone I've learned a lot about you over the last couple of years. One of the most interesting things is you don't eat anything. It's like I'm gonna bring
No.
a peanut butter and jelly sandwich because I don't eat anything.
I do bring most people. Okay, so it's definitely hereditary because my dad also has the same problem. That's what he's not telling you. My dad doesn't eat ground beef. He doesn't eat any fat on meat. He doesn't eat chicken, and most of that stuff I don't either. We don't eat the ends of like certain foods. So like I don't eat the ends of bananas, cucumbers, pickles, hot dogs, like anything like the ends. It bothers me. I don't I don't eat mashed potatoes. I
What?
don't eat.
Who?
I
If
don't
you
eat
live
great.
in America and you don't eat mashed potatoes, I mean,
Don't. I live in the
vegetarians
South,
love them.
and I don't even eat mashed potatoes. I don't.
Is it the
I went.
texture?
I went. Hold on. I went to Texas, right, and they brought us to this barbecue place for the
What?
last night.
She likes to smell. Wait, what is this? She likes to.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I got in the elevator with
Wait,
them. I was
this
like,
is the new Tayan show here.
okay, so I went to Texas for the class, right? And they brought us to this restaurant, this barbecue place. And I was like, okay, I might be safe because like, they're going to bring out a menu and I can pick what I want. No, Alan has it there where they give you this menu. There's like 5 options on the menu, and 2 of them is chicken fried steak and chicken fried chicken, and like everything is deep fried.
Wait, what is a chicken fried chicken? I
That's what
don't
I
understand.
said. That's what I said. And so I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to starve to death right here, right now. And so I ordered fajitas, but I ordered chicken and steak because I didn't trust it. And they bring out the appetizers, and there's green beans that are deep fried, which I was okay with, but they had the ends on them. So then I was like, I ripped the end off and I sat it down, I ate it, and everybody at the table's laughing at me. And Alan's like, what is wrong with her? So I tried to get through the food. And this is the part that I know he will remember this forever now. So I'm like, everybody orders the sundae that they had on the menu, and I ordered a strawberry cheesecake, and I was so excited. I was so excited for this cheesecake, and they bring it out, and there's only the ends of strawberries and no strawberry, just the ends with the plant on it. And Alan is laughing so hard he's crying because they brought out the ends of the fruit after I told them I don't eat the ends of food, and the waiter overheard it. So they planned this out. I was so mad. It
Oh
touched
my
my
God.
cheesecake. It was horrible. I will never forget it. But yes, for everybody that apparently needs to know, I bring peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and mini muffins into the convention hall in case I have to starve to death. At
Oh,
Trans World, I
I
don't need anything there. I don't need anything at HauntCon or Fear Expo, or I bring peanut butter and jelly, which I'm allergic to peanut butter, and mini muffins. And that's what I eat for.
we are gonna do. Go ahead and mark your calendars. July 17th, we're gonna have a Tayan cooking show, and it's going to be foods that Tayan can eat.
Chicken tenders aren't even going to be on that list.
Take 3 minutes.
It'll be pizza and mac and cheese. It'll be the diet of a toddler.
There you go. There you go.
Hey, everybody got lucky that I didn't get to pick the food for the haunt tour.
Well, and that was something else too. The food for the haunt tour. Everyone knows that the easy way to go is we normally do like pizza. And
Yes.
this time we did Chick-fil-A.
Oh my gosh, you don't even, so you weren't on the tour, so you didn't get to hear the comments about it. But everybody was so excited on my bus that there was Chick-fil-A. Oh my gosh, the excitement. They were like, last year we got Little Caesars. We got Chick-fil-A this time.
Because our tours are so jam-packed.
Yes.
And I know I've got all that good food starting on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I'm like, you know what? We just got to come up with something a little different. And so the tours, it was normally pizza, but you and I were talking about it, and I said we really need to do Chick-fil-A. And you were looking too, and so
everybody was excited, man. Everybody on the bus was so happy. See, I'm telling you, everybody was so happy about the Chick-fil-A. I never would have guessed, but where it came with the cookie and everything, oh my gosh, it was great.
Yeah. I was shocked when I was ordering it, and they were like, oh, we put a box together. And the only thing I've ever had at Chick-fil-A was like a chicken sandwich or the little nuggets and then waffle fries. So I'm like, and they were like, oh no, our box has got chips. And I go, Chick-fil-A has chips? Okay.
Yeah.
They're like, and a cookie. I said, what?
And the cookie was heated. The cookie there was mints down in the bottom of the box and hand wipes and napkins and sauce. Like they had it covered. They're so good.
Kelly,
So
we gotta take off to Alabama. Hashtag Alabama Ultimate Haunt Tour. Win 2 tickets to the Alabama Haunt Tour. It is going to be it's gonna be a party. It's gonna be insane.
I want to go without a doubt.
11 haunts. And I'm going to start naming them. We're going to have a show dedicated to those haunts. It's going to take a couple shows, but get your hashtags in, because not this week, not next week, but the week after, we are going to take all the hashtags from these 3 shows, and we're going to draw a winner for 2 tickets to the Ultimate Haunt Tour. And you have to let me know, Tayan, if you want to be on that bus with us. I'm going to be a captain.
I want to be on a bus.
I'm the
I
captain.
want to be on a bus so bad. I want to
All
go
right.
on that tour. So there's a haunt in Alabama called I think it's the Haunted Chicken House or Farm or something like that.
It's on the tour.
Yes, and because I was talking to that guy, he's the reason I have a chicken costume now, because I got the idea from him. So I want to go so bad.
Everyone is saying that I forgot to mention the Chick-fil-A sauce. There was sauce too. So yes, there was sauce in there, and probably a spoon and a knife too.
Oh man. Well, it's getting time. Are you ready to end this thing?
I'm still on Fear Expo time. So I mean, I'm used to 1, 2 in the morning and getting back up at 6. So I mean,
I'm not. I still have to drive home. Ugh.
Well, I really want to thank you, Tayan. You do an amazing job on this podcast, and we need to find a new co-host because Doug can't do it forever. I keep jumping in and helping. So if someone's interested in being a co-host, whether just part-time or would like to see whether or not they work on the show.
I was about to say, I definitely need a person for May when I'm out of town, because I'll be running on Texas time, and I don't know anything about that.
They don't keep time in Texan. Come on. They just play it by ear. The sun is down. It's time to go to bed.
Yeah.
Yes, I am a bus captain. I am going to be captain of bus 1. So if you want to be on bus 1, we have not filled a full bus yet. Actually, we still got a lot of room. We're just now starting to sell tickets. So anyone who wants to be on bus 1, if you request when you buy your tickets to be on bus 1, you're going to be on my bus.
If you want to put in a request that bus 2 that I'm captain, you should do that, because then it forces Doug to put me on the bus.
Wait, Tayan, are you saying you want to be a captain for a bus?
Shoot, I'll do it.
All right. Tayan just announced bus 2. We got to see which bus goes first then. Either mine or Tayan's.
Yeah. Pick my bus. We have Jackbox.
Right. Everyone on my bus gets a $100 bill.
What? No, I want to be on your bus. Oh man. All right. Well,
no, wait. Everyone on Tayan's bus is going to get Little Caesars. Everyone on my bus is going to get Chick-fil-A.
That's not fair. Man.
All right. Ultimate Haunt Tour. Make sure you go to ultimatehaunttour.com and check out the Alabama tour. We are going to be announcing our 2025 tours very soon. We will have, drum roll please, 3 tours again next year. You have the HauntCon tour in January. You have the Fear Expo tour in April. And the West Coast tour in November. So we will have 3 tours again next year in 2025 and 3 shows. We did not announce on here, and no one who, only the people who went to Fear Expo know about West Coast. So make sure that you like the West Coast page. Tomorrow we're going to roll out the big announcement to where we're going for West Coast and the date. So November of 2025, we will be in Lake Tahoe, Reno area for the new West Coast show.
Awesome sauce.
I cannot wait. I am 50-something, and I've never been to Lake Tahoe.
I've never been.
Tayan, how old are you?
18.
and you're going to be at Lake Tahoe by the time you're 20. That's
I
insane.
guess.
Well, you're going whether you're vending or you're part of our team. You still got to be there.
No, I'm like.
All right. Well, let's end this. We got to listen to Alexa. Otherwise, she's going to start yelling at you and telling you that it's time for bed again. So,
I know, man. All right. Well, we know what to say, correct?
well, first of all, I want to thank Chris for being on here and putting the show together. From the hospital bed, this man is giving more to Fear Expo and Hong Kong than anyone I know, because I am not giving up, my toes or anything like that. He is dedicated. Please make sure you send Chris his your best wishes. Chris, thank you so much for everything you do.
Thank you.
And whatever you do, stay spooky. Oh, I said it too quick. Okay.
Oh man. Okay. Well, good night, guys. Follow us
Good
on everything.
Good
And
night,
watch out.
everyone.
Stay spooky.
Stay spooky.